I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
Alright, so with that in mind, we have hit our time. It is 3 o'clock, and whether you are ready or not, welcome to the Barcast. So the bar gets lowered every single week. We have some bartenders for you today. I was going to start to the ones to my right. I have the lovely Anon Pencil.
Hi, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I fucked up.
Hi, I'm Milk. Yeah, we're not sorry.
And to the left here,
I'm Flamin' Whiffer, and we are definitely not fucking sorry. You might be, though.
I'm Enigmatic Otaku, and I apologize for nothing.
I am Ravage, and I put my foot in my mouth. Get over it.
and this week, just like every other week, we have a special guest from the community. This particular week, we're interviewing one of the community guests and musicians of HRPC. We have the glorious Wootmaster.
Oh!
Woo!
Real big fans of you guys. I generally pause when I see your videos in the subscriber feed, and then I just keep scrolling. You do get a pause, though.
Awesome, I noticed that.
Huzzah!
We'll take that. For those who have never tuned in or watched a Barcast before, what we are is we're a community-focused podcast. We have a wide variety of people on our Discord that follow us on Twitter. They ask us that they want to get to know different guests within the... Oh, hi! They ask us to get to know people in the pony community a little bit better. We've had people such as Dusty Cat. We've had people such as Sisto, the admin of Equestria Daily, Nighty, the admin and founder of FinFiction, and of course, some of our lovely HRPC staff, which we have a video showing them off. If we can get some technical assistance on the projector that we'll show you at the end. If we can't make that happen, it is up on YouTube, and we will show you guys where you can find that. But we also try to do a little bit of good with our debauchery. 100% of our proceeds go to charity, specifically horse rescues. And we're getting this out of the way now because we say it usually about every mid-cast.
Usually mid-cast, I sing an improvised song about how we're not using your money for alcohol and hookers, and that we're instead giving it to horses who may or may not be getting alcohol and hookers. So I mean, and the horse we adopted to take our money. We had to because we went to the Sanctuary website and there was a horse named Big Mac, and we're like, okay, he's ours. And he writes us letters, and it's really creepy. So.
Like blackjack or something.
Yeah, dear Barcast, you pay.
From the Barcast, we ain't sorry for shit.
It's true.
But
the other key is that while we are an interview podcast, there's thousands of interviews things for bronies out in the fandom. What makes ours special? Well, we ask the questions that are sent to us. Any question. Every question. So we make our guests miserable for 2 hours. Thanks for stepping up and hanging out with us.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good time.
So we're going to start with the first question that hits us every single stream when we hit it on Twitch. It usually comes from the other guy.
yes, so we have one of the first questions the guests always ask, even if it's Bill Newton, who we've interviewed before. So, Wootmaster, how big is your penis?
Last time I measured, it was around erect, yeah. And it's weird, you're just sitting down, you're like, okay, where do I start from? Where does this, can I line that up?
Well, you start at...
It's hard to maintain an erection while also measuring it, because you're like, all right, yeah, I'm going to go, okay? I lost it, oh man. Oh, so I was around like 7.5.
So I gotta ask.
That's pretty good.
I gotta ask, if you are losing your erection that fast, is that why you don't have a girlfriend?
That is, that's why I stick to the horses, a few seconds at a time.
They can't say no, they can only say nay.
Yeah.
So which horse keeps you erect?
Twilight Sparkle.
Mine's Pinkie Pie.
So the way we're going to handle this panel is we've got a bunch of questions out on conviction. We've got a few that we took from Twitter. But as you can see here on our table, we have got some rubber bands, and we're going to open up the chance. Not rubber bands.
Not yet. Not yet.
Bracelets. Later in this panel, we're going to open up the questions to you to ask your own depraved questions to Wootmaster.
They smell like 2008.
2008 apparently had a smell associated.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's a good or bad thing.
And when I say depraved questions, I see exactly who's standing in the back of the room right now, guys. I know who you are.
So we're going to jump in, but first let's give some applause to Winchester 572 for setting up this up with a projector.
Not all heroes wear capes, but most of them do wear cowboy hats.
Let's ask some questions.
All right, so we're going to start with Alex _, who is one of our resident interns.
Yes.
On a scale of X to 10, with a noose being the lowest and an exclamation point, that's a delta? Delta's a triangle.
Delta is a horse with a tank.
Do I look like a grease?
That's fantastic.
How would you rate the con so far?
The con so far for me has been a 10.
Charlie, where
Let me amend that. Can we go higher than a 10?
Yes.
Always go to 11. It's been great so far.
You can go up to 420.
There we go.
420, please.
No joke though, it's been fantastic. It's been great. I love the hotel. I love everything that's going on, and I love the openness to more fun types of panels such as this. It's really great, and thank you for all your work, man.
Good answer. I like it. Yeah.
He's not holding you at gunpoint. Of course you have to say that. You have Comstock looking over you.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel that glare burning through my jerry curl that's straight through the front. It's really bad, man.
Man, there's a vision.
Yeah.
Stop looking in there.
One question I know we got from the internet is, so where do you come from, and how did you get your start in the pony everything?
Well, I saw some posts about it on social media a while back around 2011, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I'm the type of guy who will still sit in his underwear with a bowl of Fruit Loops in front of the TV and watch whatever comes on. I have incredibly low standards. Which brings me to my little... No, I'm kidding. So, I got in right after the pony board was created on 4chan, and it was a ruthless Wild West filled with porn, and they hung the moderator from the ceiling, and the skeleton was just swinging back and forth, and just horse ass and pussy was flying everywhere. And that's where I came in at, and I started watching the show, and I was immediately hooked. Some people say there was some sort of struggle with masculinity or whatever. No, instant. I didn't care. I was right on top of it. The show struck me like a bolt of lightning.
And what character did you create on that board?
I created I didn't create the character.
You created the character, not the visual.
This is always the thing,
No.
So there's a character called, are we talking about Tracy Cage?
We are talking about Tracy.
We're talking about Tracy Cage. Tracy is a murder horse that was collectively created in the spirit of MLP. A guy was like, okay, here's my pony. Can you guys name her and give her a cutie mark? And whoever gets dubs will get it. So some guy, his post number was like quadruple 8s, and he was like, her name is Tracy because you traced her from Fluttershy. It was the pony creator generic shortcut that, you just take the scissors to Fluttershy, just and there you go.
Original character, do not steal.
Don't steal, please. Thank God she had a good color palette, my goodness. So yeah, Tracy's wild, and I started drawing her after the first few things, and I sort of became her de facto sort of owner. Yes.
I thought you were going to say de facto father.
Yeah. Well, I've done some role plays.
Is this when you plug the show that people listen to?
Yeah. Oh, the show, man. I used to do the show. Was it the Tempo
Badass Tempo show.
Yeah, the Tempo show. I can't believe people still remember.
Well, you wouldn't have to remember if you still did it, you fucking scrub.
Right? Yeah, the site I was doing it on shuttered its doors. I have to find another place to do radio broadcasts online. I haven't really looked into it.
Ponyville FM.
I don't know. The show I do, it's a bit too crazy for Ponyville FM.
I did a speed court show on Ponyville. I think you'd be alright.
I don't know.
Come home.
A lot of times we get requested the song "I Staple Tapeworms to My Penis."
I love that song. That song is great, seriously.
If Ponyville FM will allow such shenanigans, I will broadcast the Tempo Show on it. That's all I know.
That's on the internet now.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't. I'm just looking for a spot. Everybody's too much of a pussy.
everyone.
Perfect.
All right.
And with that, we'll segue into the next question. What would you say is your funniest anecdote? Something you just tell anyone, regardless of whether it's pony related or not.
My funniest anecdote. Let's see. I would say the funniest thing that I have ever told anybody is that I am a fan of a children's cartoon on the internet, and I've devoted 5+ years of my life to downloading, cataloging, making music of, ripping vocals, isolating background tracks, filling hard drives with 90 gigs of porn and music of My Little Pony, a show created by Lauren Faust to espouse the ideals of femininity to the world. And I've completely I ruined it. And that's the funniest thing. That's not funny. Oh God.
The real question is, what do your parents think?
Ooh.
They don't think anything. I haven't told them.
Probably smart.
They'll find out.
Exactly.
Oh, there's something I need to. No, I'm doing it. I have to do it. So I get to do this, and I'm going to tell them this.
Oh, please.
No,
Please
I'm
continue.
going to tell them this. So, Milk, one of our people, decided to bring one of his parents to the con today, and she is in this room.
Oh, no.
Oh, boys.
And she has a special name that he gave her because he's Milk. She's Mama Utters. A parent, do I have to be on my game? So I said, hey, can you tell any embarrassing stories about Milk? And I'm going to share this because it's too good. So, and she goes, oh yeah, once when he was a kid and he was asleep in the other room, I heard him screaming, Mom, Mom! And she came running and said, what's wrong? And he looked down, he's crying, and he goes, someone put a stick in my penis.
Everybody gets a sounding fetish, right? It just happens spontaneously. One day you're a normal kid, next day there's a stick all the way down to your neck.
From normal to being a degenerate.
I think we're just about ready for that tapeworm song.
Okay.
So we're going to take another question now from FemFiction. It's the other guy who was one of our friends. He's asking you the very clear, easy question. Do mayonnaise belong on hot dogs? Because hot dogs are a sandwich.
Yeah, I put mayonnaise on it.
Oh, okay.
I put on bread.
This interview is over?
I don't know.
I consider mayonnaise to be a bread lubricant. And so that's how
Why are you fucking bread?
Why are you fucking Do I get the feeling you put the mayonnaise at the end of the hot dog?
What do you think the wiener is?
Well, for one thing, there is like weird people who, I don't know, for some reason, I don't get it, they put pineapple on pizza.
You do it, don't you?
Oh, this guy gets You guys didn't tell me this was going to be such a filthy podcast. Pineapple on pizza? That's a line I can't cross.
Right? I told you.
Who are you? Well, see, like, it actually gets worse because in some parts of the world, they put milk in bags.
Start World War III now.
The only thing Canada deserves is a nuclear holocaust.
You buy this bag in the dairy store of Canada.
Of Tim Horton.
Because that's what a supermarket is called, Canada. And you buy the bag, and you don't empty the bag into a pitcher, like a Kool-Aid pitcher.
No.
You cut the bag, and then put the entire bag in the pitcher, and pour it that way.
That seems a bit redundant.
No, the thing is, it's still in the bag. It's just you're holding the pitcher with the bag still in the pitcher and pouring it out of the bag with the pitcher because I don't know. What are cartons? I guess.
I guess they don't want to clean the pictures, but it's like, it's not that
I
serious.
fucking hate Canada.
They invented maple syrup.
It's okay. They're not.
And hockey.
It's okay. They're not.
They have minty roots.
So whatever. That's fine. Go next.
It's gonna be fantastic.
But speaking of Canadians,
Fuck.
we're going to go to one of the questions that Rundown Jet has here. He's a Canadian that introduced us to Bag Milk.
Fuck.
What is the theme song for your sex life?
Okay.
And please don't let it be All by Myself.
Don't say these.
The theme song for my sex life is 433 by the song that's nothing but silence. It's nothing but page after page of nothingness.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my theme song for my sex life.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of
Let's
sad.
move on, please, before I get sad.
I just get more and more depressed. With
Now I can't ask about what you think about when you're alone in your car, because that's even sadder.
Oh boy.
So what I think about when I'm alone in the car is, you know, what does a pony's horse fat juice taste like? Is it good? Is it a good thing?
So that's funny, because there are recipes on 4chan.
Yeah?
Yes, there were a thing.
That was a great thread. I'm sorry.
This is why I wish we had Alex here, so he can get us the images. But it's,
It was purple and it had fish juice in it. I don't understand. And the guy drank it anyway, and I'm so proud of him.
If I remember, one of the ingredients for Twilight was a newspaper for that paper smell.
I think they're taking it a bit too literally.
Oh, you also have to add a thesaurus and
Oh,
a
stop,
dictionary.
Moving on.
all right. The next question I'm going to grab is music-wise.
Yeah.
Have you done any fan-related music for non-MLP franchises?
No, I don't really care about any other franchises.
Really? Yeah. So you're not going to just bust out and do, I don't know, BG Cats?
No. Like, no other franchise has really grabbed me the way Ponies has to create content. The only other franchise I like a fraction of a bit is Ponies is Annie and Stocking with Garter Belt.
Oh,
Yeah! Yeah!
I've never seen a show like that before, and never have I seen one like that again. So I wish they would come out with the second season.
So you're saying you'll never make a dubstep remix of the Caillou theme song?
I would no.
I'm a little surprised you didn't say Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh boy.
No, we don't talk about Sonic over here.
How about Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty? Yeah, it's a good show, but it doesn't grab me by the pussy like Ponies.
all right. Then let's go to RB-47, who asks about your work.
Yeah.
What's your MLP fan work, song, raps, or otherwise, are you most proud of?
And where can we find it?
Come on.
I am most proud of Fuda. That My Little Pony Fuda. I really like that it's gotten so popular. I was kind of worried whether people would jam it or not, but the guy was like, "Oh yeah, man, I drive out in the middle of a parking lot and turn my volume all the way up, open all the doors in my sedan, and just blast My Little Pony Fuda trap remixes." Oh,
You
yeah.
really shouldn't do that at the
My
preschool.
girlfriend hates it because I know every single word, and I was like, "Yeah, that must be nice." But no, I'm very proud of that song, and I got to do a sequel with some other artists that I like.
But I mean, you already put dicks on chicks. How are you going to one up that?
That's
Do this.
that's.
Are you going to put chicks in the dicks?
You know what? Yeah. I think that could be fun.
That's
Just,
like size difference, sounding.
yeah, just smuggle them in there.
Penis war, yeah. we
Penis
do that.
war.
Penis force.
Russian casting call penis war.
Yeah, exactly. Just put them in there. Just layers. Penisception.
Like over.
So you have a Shrek penis.
I think, yes, I do have a Shrek penis. It's smelly, just like an onion.
Would you take that dildo or a blue dildo?
Was that a cell phone? I was just being honest. Maybe I shouldn't do that. This is why I don't have a girl. Now that I think about it.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call clop.
I should start lying to the ladies. Yeah.
You should. It works great, trust me.
Okay. All right. That's what we're going to do. Game plan acquired. Pussy.
All right, now we're going to go to Sunbro for Life, who has one of my favorite questions I love to do.
God, it's happening.
Oh boy.
Have you accepted Skeletor, the master of the universe, into your heart?
I would have done Skeletor, but there's a new skeleton on the block called Skeletor.
Nice.
She could give me a bone job anytime.
Now we're back to sounding.
That's how that's worked.
And of course, because our good friend loves Dark Souls so much, do you even praise, bro?
I do worship Celestia's two magnificent twin sons.
Yes. They're in the bed. Oh, I love
One for each hand.
One for each hand. He gets it. That's my guy. Slash our guy. Slash.
Yeah.
All right, so then next we're going to go to questions with Vylon.
Oh, it's a song.
Yeah. We're live. You gotta do the song.
Fuck you.
It's time for questions with Byline.
Vylon is typically known for asking our most distressing, crazy questions.
I like that. I thought you were going to go disturbing. It's distressing. And that's even worse.
Well, I actually know one of the questions we can ask him.
So today we have two questions.
Yeah.
Number one, how are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Fantastic.
Okay.
Now, how is the tapeworm stapled to your penis?
Painfully. It's almost like putting a witch to grub on your cock.
Still kicking?
Still kidding that.
Nice. Alright, what'd you name it?
I named it Morty.
Morty. The tapeworm on it.
I named my little Morty tapeworm.
I'm gonna find the second question that was sent to us privately.
We're looking at that question.
So I'm gonna have Flam continue with Rob Cakeron, 53, also known as that guy who wrote My Little Daffy.
Is that the guy who wrote My Little Dashie?
So you guys all know Rob Caton 53 wrote My Little Dashie, and we tell everyone to go spam his fanfic page whenever we talk about him, and he hates us for it, but he also loves it, so he can't get too mad at us. So if you feel like spamming Rob Caton saying, I love My Little Dashie, you gave my life, he hates that story. So
He absolutely loves it. That's right. Go to Rob Cakeram 53 on FimFiction and say how much that story changed your life. He will adore it.
I'm gonna get a
He
text
will love you
message cussing out.
forever. Trust me.
Don't worry, I'll make sure no one can do that. That's all my friends.
So in that case, the first question that he asks is, and I quote, "Hey, Woot, remember that one time I bought you spaghetti at TriCon?"
I don't.
Only Root is here.
Goddamn. All right, snub.
Thank you, though.
Also, because you do an amazing Michael Jackson impersonation, do a Little Richard.
A little Richard.
Little Richard.
A little Richard.
It's gotta be
Do a little Richard.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of Richard.
A bit of Richard. Okay. Ooh, Lord, I love little feelings. Yeah, yeah. They're literally not legal, probably. It's okay, because in equestrian, there's no age of consent. I hope that was pretty okay.
Oh no!
It's still coming off that table.
So, he has a situational story to share.
Okay.
Suddenly, all the main six are now feud of ponies. But the head of their newly acquired feud of penises are in the shape of their cutie mark. For AJ, Shy, and Rarity is the shape of a singular item such as an apple, butterfly, and diamond, respectively. Which one do you think would hurt more going into your ass? Bonus points for which one you think you'd enjoy. Double bonus points if you take two at once. But their rubbing of massive few dicks have enough kinetic energy to start a fire in your butt. But when you call 911, they call you a liar, pants on fire!
So doing an analysis, head by head, I would say probably two of the most painful would be Rainbow Dash and Rarity because they have points. So you got to take that into consideration.
Twilight.
So, I mean, Twilight, yeah. But, yeah. She's, as a matter of fact, yeah, she's my favorite. It would hurt the most. That's kind of poetic. I forgot what the question was.
Which one would you take in your ass? And which one would you make me enjoy?
I'm gonna have to easy win it and go Wait, no, I was about to say Fluttershy, but she's been getting crazy lately. I don't know.
If you want to go easy, Pinky's is balloons.
Yeah, balloons up the ass. Come on.
Okay. I don't like Pinkie Pie though. She's garbage.
Hey, fuck you, dude.
Hey, at the very least, the only thing you have to worry about with Pinkie Pie is every time you fart, a little bubble comes out. No, confetti. There's that too, but it's more or less what they pop.
Balloons are
There's a
cocaine.
fetish about balloons.
We're just gonna go.
Oh,
with
it's like,
We're gonna go with Twilight.
Okay.
Oh,
Time?
all right, so I got the other question.
Yes.
Now, for the record, this question was originally set to be given to Bill Newton, who you guys know is a guest of honor here, but this was a little too risque
We
and
could not
didn't
ask
make
him
it.
this. They would not let us ask him this.
So, Wootmaster, you're our backup. So
Okay, fantastic.
Take that. Here's the question. Little role play. So you're a rapist. And you have cornered Fluttershy into an alley. She cowers before you, ears down, eyes brimming with tears, forelegs tucked on her chest and a bruise on her side where you batted her out of the air with a pole when she tried to fly. You hear her weakly mumble a repeated apology through sobs, but you ignore that. Pray don't talk. She squeaks in fright when you grab her with muscular arms and starts whimpering in tears as you glare at her in your grasp. You think that's really cute. You yank her tail out of the way and violently thrust into her.
Oh, is it my turn to?
Voice.
Oh.
She screams.
Please don't rape me.
You can't scrub the smug smirk off your face. Oh, jeez. You roar in laughter. Too bad I already did. Fluttershy stops crying and looks at you incredulously.
Well, wait. Is it in already?
She wiggles herself further onto your crotch. You feel all the feels. Will you fist fuck her to show your dominance or run away in shame and embarrassment?
Fist fuck, yeah. No, I was getting a bit of a half chub listening to that. That's really good. They should continue that.
SJWs get triggered in 3.
It's okay. At a later panel, we might be doing a reading where Flam and I play Emperor Palpatine and Fluttershy and have sex.
I like that. It's gonna be difficult to masturbate to, but not impossible.
Oh, then I guess you know what that means. It's time for gents and ladies. I'm sure there's some of you. Yeah, there's a few ladies. Oh my god, this is great.
We're going to open the questions up to you guys. You got kind of a taste of what you're allowed to ask.
Oh wait, that first of all.
Oh, and of course, what's the best panel you've seen today?
This one.
There you go. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Not just because I'm on it. I like you guys. You're fantastic.
I'll throw dollars at you later.
You're Commander Woot, and this is.
If you'd like to ask a question, go ahead and raise your hand. I will come to you,
And bring the bracelets.
and I will give you a bracelet.
They're kid bracelets. They don't-
So, who would like to ask a question to Wootmaster? Anything.
Literally anything. Literally anything. You talk
All
about
right.
politics or religion, they'll punch you in your nuts or not nuts. So none of that.
Only house rules on politics, no religion.
I voted for Pipsqueak in the last election.
Let me see what it's.
All right, so I'm actually, it's my first encounter with the Barcast, so this is entertaining. The question is, do you have a least favorite member of the Barcast?
Enigma.
Let me see. You know what? That's kind of hard.
Why are you locking eyes on?
I kind of gel into one aside from pencils because she's cool and she's a girl.
Pencil, not pencils, not pencils, not pencils.
You're definitely pencils now. You've taken that role.
I'm not taking pencils anything. I'm an okay webcomic that everyone makes too much of a hoopla about.
Put pencils in your ass though.
Well, my least favorite would be, I don't like the way your shoulder pads are on your shoulders. You suck.
Good day, sir.
So, what is your most favorite time being in Barcast, and who is your favorite Barcast member?
I really like when they do the Screaming Closet. Is that what it's called? It's really cool. I watch that whenever I'm bored and out of every other option.
Thank you.
But I do go to it, and I have clicked the notification bell so I can win some free Roblox.
See, you say that, we've actually done streams where we give out free Steam games.
Oh, snap. And favorite, I'm gonna have to be, this is so blatant, but Anna Pencils has done some excellent Tracy cosplay, and she's pretty, fantastic as a human being existing in this plane of existence. And so, fair one. You guys are, could do without, to be completely honest.
Is this because I raised Tracy Cage saying I'm the cum dumpster from the bottom of the internet?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
I mean, I'm very straightforward.
Yeah,
You will find.
All right, we got another one out here.
Well, in the sea of immense filth, debauchery, futa, porn, and everything else that you possibly consume, when you actually get to the point where you actually feel like, yes, you need a mind bleach, what is your best way to scrub the memory so you will never remember it again?
Alcohol.
That's actually a very good question. I actually just turn on the news. And, people are like, after 5,000 hours of, did you hear what Trump did last time?
I will cut you.
That's politics after all.
Because it helps me zone out. I just don't care about it.
And
That's what I do.
about Trump.
But I found it hard to not masturbate to mundane things. So it's getting tough. It's getting tough.
What's the worst thing you've ever masturbated to, in your own opinion?
There has been a recent picture out by Rollick where a guy willingly gave another pony horse AIDS.
Masturbated to that.
Yeah. I was like, this is how I conquer my fears.
So you needed a sad ending.
And it's turned me into the man you see sitting before here today.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more out here.
Hey, if two vegans are arguing, is it still considered a beef?
We're doing this slow with punts now. Okay.
God damn it.
I'm gonna need you to let us continue, and can you leave?
No, it's called a beat.
We got one right here.
Now I've got Venus.
Hey, Woot. This is a follow-up on the Asia consent thing. Which Philly would you want to fuck the most?
You know what? Can we make sure that if anybody's got any phones, because the FBI is just listening in right now, they already got me on watch list, so just play some Celine Dion or something.
Could speaker answer clearly into my phone, sir?
We're going to use one from the Deadpool movie.
We're going to use big quotes here, so we can just make sure if any recordings of these find their way to CNN, it should be okay. I'll just claim it was.
You're suggesting anyone watches that.
My favorite of the CMC to platonically masturbate to is Scootaloo and Diamond Tiara. Fantastic.
Together? Like
together or?
They're hugging each other, right?
Scootaloo, no, just separate. Scootaloo's cool, and Diamond Tiara just got that kind of bitch Philly thing going on. I want to snipe her.
Here's our next one.
So, Woo, you've mentioned Fuda mares, but have you ever strived into the world of Fuda equestria girls?
Imagine Sonata, the painter.
You know what? I don't really like EQG, but I do like the sirens. They're my favorite thing of it.
Yeah.
And there have been some pretty good pictures of Sonata, who's my favorite. No, wait, not Sonata. No, she's trash. Adagio is my favorite. I love her giant, poofy, curled hair. It's awesome, and her attitude. And yeah, if she had a huge dick down the leg of one of her tights, I'd be like, you know what? We can make this work.
Do you like the poofy hair because you like pubic hair?
You weren't supposed to tell everybody. You stepped over the line. Now, I mean, I could do border con underage Scootaloo, but I can't do basic fetishes like Harry Potter.
Bush, and you're like,
So
someone's into something.
I I think I must have had a traumatic experience or something when I was younger with an afro or something, because I really like hairy crotches. They're amazing. They're great. I've turned Tracy into my fetish character. I really need to stop. You guys have to like bring me out of the depths, the sunken place.
I think it's a bit of a. I think it's too big of a forest for that.
To maintain a flaccid shaft. You're making this very hard.
Welcome to the Barcast, where
No pun
I'm
intended.
flaccid all the time.
Now the next person I'm going to give the mic to, I want to give a little extra.
Just a little addendum.
How
Can
dare
people
you?
stop tagging like pubic hair pics when there's like just like a little scribble? Like you're wasting my time. Like if I don't see the fucking Forest of Narnia or something, don't tag it as pubic hair on Derby Brew. God. Fucking pubic bullshit.
As I was saying, this next person I'm going to hand the mic to for a question is one of our favorites. His name is online is Tony Montana, and he's been coming out to our cons and seeing all of our podcasts since nearly the beginning. I don't know what you're going to say, but I really hope it's Trashing Enigma.
Yes, let's trash Enigma.
Well, actually, I have a very interesting question. So I believe in a philosophy of no regrets. Fuck regrets, all right? And I'm assuming everyone here agrees to it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Oh, absolutely.
So, instead of asking what's some things you regret masturbating the most to, if you were in a conversation with a friend and you had to tell them something you just beat off to and just nutted all over your screen to, yeah. What would you just go out there and just full out be like, yes, I nutted to this so hard, and I have absolutely no shame at all, and you would just do that to embarrass everyone in the crowd?
There was a series of pictures where Big Mac blew his load into vinyl scratch and then made Spike drink it out. Like, I appreciate what they did for humanity by releasing that. So yeah, that's the first thing I tell. Family, friends, girlfriend's father, everything.
Good.
All right, here's our next one from the audience.
So what tags do you filter out on Derpy, and what tags don't you filter out on Derpy?
I'd like to take a look at Derpy as a whole. So I like to see the worst of the worst everything, because it represents the entire spectrum of the fandom. I don't like to just filter things out, even if I don't like it, because I think there is some value in contributing works to a fandom, no matter what it is. The one thing I don't like is laziness. And there was a guy who all he would do, like 500 pics straight, is just add a pregnant belly to any picture with the circle tool in MS Paint. And to this day, I think that is the one person I have blocked because he's wasting my time. If you're gonna get me pregnant, do it right. Don't just fuck around.
What? The kind of pregnant where like it's on the floor and they're levitating basically?
Also, like real life pics where people are like yanking it to like a picture. Like most of you motherfuckers are ugly, so I don't want to see it. Like if you were a little bit better looking, I could be like, all right, let's make this work. I'm reaching across the aisle with you, naked man, jizzing onto a printout you got from Kinko's vinyl scratch.
But what about like the Rainbow Dash toy in a jar?
Oh yeah, no, that was great.
Oh my,
that was fantastic. Like that's one of the pillars of the community. Is that Rainbow Dash half boiled in cum on some guy's radiator? It's fantastic.
All right, here is our next question.
Is there anything pony related that you would not fap to?
Dang, man.
Would it be straight?
Good.
It's been such a long time. I can't even. No, there's no limit. The limit has been surpassed. You know that scene where Alfred says to Batman, well, what if you reach your limit? And Batman's like, I have no limits. That's me. There's no limit.
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Now this next guy is scary. He has a camera. And no, it's fine. We're recording too. So
there's a camera right
so
here.
I'm gonna go to.
It's not a prop.
Camera.
Hey FBI, I'll be seeing you soon.
So
have fun in prison.
Question: if you have a crush on what's his name, Captain Solano. I can't believe I don't remember that. If you have a crush on Captain
The one voiced by Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wait, oh, okay, what did you say?
If you have a crush on Captain Solano, does that make you a furry?
You know what? I've been dipping my feet into it a little bit, so I think it makes you, yeah, you're getting there, because she's full on anthro. Like, don't be in denial, just admit it, it's fine.
I don't know what you're all talking about.
All right, here's the next one.
So going back to like what's too far or not. So like, would flurry heart be too far? Flurry head made me feel.
Oh no, that's some of the best flurry heart content out there.
Have you seen the baby?
Have you seen the baby?
Since you brought up flurry heart porn, I'm gonna let Penzance embarrass me a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna say you gotta be standing for this. So we were trying to talk about who was worst princess on the cast, and I was basically like, oh, Cadence is worst princess because Priest loves Cadence, and I always tell him his waifu is trash all the time, every day. And we were so, oh no, she's worse. No, she's worse. And I know what he was trying to say. He was trying to tell us that Flurry Heart is worst princess. But instead, the way it came out, he goes, guys, have you seen the baby? And they all got really quiet. And I was like, Priest, have you been looking at Flurry Heart porn? He goes, no. I was like, no, we have footage of this. And instantly, someone from our fans copied just him saying, guys, have you seen the baby? And put it everywhere.
Oh no.
And then I got sent pictures of just like porn of like, and then I got sent picture of me sitting there going, let's see what his internet history is. It's just pictures of Flurry Heart porn.
But yeah, to me, Flurry Heart is such a abomination on the lore of alicorns that porn of her is an improvement upon the concept.
Right, she's got the freakish wings and the perfectly spherical head.
Yeah, you know, it's like.
So go for it.
All right, here's the next one.
All right. This comes in two parts. Let's say you are allowed to take any character from, any game, show, whatnot, and bring it to life. Which one would it be?
Oh man, that's you know what? I think it would be probably the genie from Aladdin, because then I could wish for other characters to be brought to life as well.
And also we'd have Rob Williams back.
And we'd have Rob Williams back. It's a twofer. It's a double team.
And now I feel bad asking the second part.
Hell yeah.
In order to keep it alive, you have to fuck it every single day.
Should have chosen your words carefully, boy.
The question is though, can you even fuck his like genie wisp? Because he doesn't have legs.
Well, I'm gonna have to take my hook and put it way far up as Patch Adams and just get right in. Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. No, that would be the best thing, because he could pretend he's any other character. You know?
Genie, I wish you had a pussy.
Oh, do you want Twilight Sparkle, huh? I do a mean Twilight Sparkle. Ha ha! I love books, so ho ho!
Just fuck the lamp.
God damn it.
That's the wrong hole, oh!
What if I spawned?
Are we ready for the next question?
Yes, here's our next question.
Okay. So ponies are obviously top tier fat material. Second tier species or species from the equestrian universe.
Dragons.
Fuck you! Everything about you.
Remember, I wrote your favorite dragon.
It's something about those cloacas, I get it.
Yeah, no. When Ember first came on the scene, I was like, this is my calling.
Okay. But do dragons have pits?
Have pits?
Tits.
Tits. No! What the hell? Why would they have it? It doesn't make any sense.
And yes, you favorited my dragon tit story.
Stop talking
Stop talking about your stories. All right, here's our next question.
There comes a time when a man just has to make compromises in his life.
How's it going? So I have a friend over here. His name is, his screen name is Handman Tubes. Have you ever masturbated to any of his stuff?
I don't think I've heard of
What is
Probably.
Big ass and big titties.
What's his name again?
That doesn't narrow it down.
Toot.
I'll look it up tonight.
Do it. He's over here.
Thankfully, the hotel gives complimentary bottles of lotion, I think. So I should
Oh, yeah, 2 more in the thing box? Okay.
Okay, I'm going to grab another one from back here. Ooh, I like your hat. What is your question?
Out of the 3 species, Earth Pony, Pegasus, or a unicorn, would you prefer a hoof job from an Earth Pony, a wing job from a Pegasus pony, or a magic job from a unicorn?
Dang, man, that's so tough. That's so tough. Like, all of them are great. You know? Like, Earth Pony's great to settle down and have a family with, but, you know, let's, actually, I'd probably just get all 3 from Twilight at the same time. That's all we're gonna do.
Hold on.
Hey, Larson's here, you can grant your wish.
Man,
She's got it.
Hold on, I've got
I was like, Larson's here? Not in this room, right?
That'd be hilarious.
There would be 2 on the sides.
Don't give Larson any ideas.
Is that how it have to go?
I think, yeah. We're gonna make it work. That's my motto.
That's kind of my word motto, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, here's our next question.
No.
It is going to be horrible.
Perfect.
Do it.
Oh shit.
Okay, so you're at a house party with Big Mac, Vinyl, Scootaloo, and Spike.
Yes.
The lights go out and you get shoved in a closet. You end up getting your dick sucked and they leave the closet before the lights come back on. You walk back out and look around the room. What do you grab first? The vodka or the tequila?
I grab Spike and go back in for another.
Spike.
Yeah. Let's go. Man.
No.
Wait, what? That was the wrong answer? I wanted to play it safe.
All right, here's our next question, and then we're going to grab one of our signature questions that we give every podcast.
All right, my question for Wootmaster is, when you first started watching MLP, what moments in the show was it that first made you realize, oh, now I understand why there's so much porn of these things?
That's a very good question. I'd have to say probably from the very first moment there was a single reverse facing shot. I was like, those are some well-designed asses. You don't have to do a lot to those to get them sexy. It's really good. Like, I believe the strength of a show lies in how far do you have to go to make the character sexy. If you have to go too far, the show's gonna fail. If it doesn't take a lot, it's gonna be a good show. And this has served me well over the years.
It's actually a bad metric.
Well, speaking of sexy,
you remember the first episode of Poison Joke? First full-on Fluttershy's ass right in your face in that episode when they think that they sat on Applejack.
Yes, yeah. Like, she designed the characters in such a way that they are appealing in a lot of aspects, probably not even that she would have liked. It's real easy. It's so easy.
It's for based cost.
Yeah, you could just take a screen cap and go for it. Like, it's easy.
All right, so then our next question that we usually ask every single cast to our guests is, would you a thing pony?
Scroll right way, Glenn. Make sure you scroll the right way.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good question.
Oh my god.
And by thing, I mean John Carpenter's The Thing.
And would you, as in, would you put your dick in it?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be hard to miss, really. That looks like a pretty big playing field. So.
I can make another one for you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't mess that up.
It looks like the Vegemite. We're the Vegemite.
Like, to quote The Wire, even if I miss, I can't miss. So yeah, definitely, I would do a thing pony.
What if your dick gets ripped off?
Well, you know what? That's a sign. That's divine punishment from God for all my sins. And I will accept it. I'll accept it. It was coming sooner or later. TBH.
And one of the questions we got from the internet was, what pony butt is best butt?
You know what? I consider myself somewhat of a buttologist.
So would you call yourself an expert in asymmetry or something like that?
Absolutely. I think, even though I don't like Pinky, she's got the best ass.
You know it!
It's cake fed and fuel efficient. And I think that'll be the best one. I gotta give it to her. She's really made a great work of art over the years on that.
Probably the best thing about Pinkie Pie is her ability to break the fourth wall. I mean, imagine all the fun possibilities you've got right there.
Exactly. This is my guy.
She's the Deadpool of My Little Pony.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be on top of a volcano? Boom.
There we go. Oh, also hashtag Bronson Paris Hawaii. But yeah, I would fuck on top of it.
Okay.
I want me to explain since I know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Are you okay with that? Are you okay? It's okay?
I'm fine.
Are you sure you're fine?
I'm fine!
Anyway, so one of the other things we want to do is, because apparently some of you have never seen the Barcast before and don't know much about the Barcast, we want to always make sure that our guest gets first crack at questions, so we always interrogate him and make him miserable. But we're also going to open up you guys to questions to any of us. And we have fan fiction writers, we have artists, we have people who have very little redeeming value of any sort, who don't understand love because their father left when they were a child.
Talk about you, Radish.
And people who have run a podcast and who have done music and gaming streams. So you're also allowed to ask any of us things.
Yeah, go for it.
But I wanted to make sure that we've got his time.
No, these guys are fantastic. Like the Barcast is great. Can we get some applause?
Please don't do that. Please don't do that. So does anyone have any questions for Woot or for any of us or about the Barcast? Because as you can tell, we're not exactly your average Barcast, whatever the fuck they're called.
All right, and then after about 30 minutes of questions, we have a special video to show you guys, just a reminder.
Oh, you want me to play what it is right now?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay. The video, we had the opportunity to interview all the people in charge of this con, all of the people who run it, and we asked them the kind of questions you've heard us asking Wootmaster. We also got a chance to interview some VAs, like actual for the show VAs. And somebody collected some of the best and worst answers, including, I don't know if he's here right now, is there Charlie somewhere out there? Including the sounds of one of the one of the con chairs forgetting to turn off his mic when he went pee. And peeing on our stream. So, if you want to embarrass the people who run this con, we're about to do that.
Here we go!
We're all fired.
We got plenty more bands and questions, and just as a reminder, if you don't feel comfortable asking a question today and would rather do it under the veil of anonymity on the internet, we've got stuff on YouTube, FemFiction. Our podcast is for some reason allowed to be on iTunes, Google Play. You can just look up the Ponyville Live. You can check us out there and subscribe and check out anytime you want.
Well, as long as someone reports you, you're safe.
Don't give him any ideas.
What can I do for you?
Well, you said one of you guys were a game streamer, right? Or used to?
Yeah.
All right. What would you have to say the worst game you ever streamed was?
I know.
So there's this game. It was gifted to us by Alex _, who had a question earlier called Tomato Way. And it is about a tomato samurai.
Yes.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Who goes on an acid trip and kills garlic. And by eating the bodies of the garlic that you kill, it heals you. And the final boss of the first level is a rat who explodes from the head and becomes like a demogorgon creature. And it was so horribly optimized that I have like a 32 gigabyte computer with a 1080 GTX, and this thing lagged like crazy.
Oh wow.
It was just awful.
Minecraft levels of optimism.
Oh, and the voicing was all in Russian?
It was Russian, but I'm pretty sure the Russian guy who did it originally then tried to do the English dubs and doesn't understand how to do English dubs. So it's like, oh my god, we are going to kill you.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Okay, I already heard of that game, so I guess the second question is, next one.
Oh, Timor?
Small horse.
Oh, the small horse. Okay, so we try to do some pony stuff every now and then. And then there was an Amnesia custom story called The Small Horse, and for some of you who were alive in 2012,
Facebook notification.
and followed this guy called PewDiePie? I don't know if you heard of him. He played this playthrough of The Small Horse, and it was just awful. So he played it, and it was worse. It hasn't aged well, and it doesn't run well on Windows 10.
We fell through the level.
But we did get to take the Master Sword from Monkey D. Luffy and then give it to Rainbow Dash, who gave us a wheel to become 20% faster. It was just cringe.
Oh boy.
And when our level went high enough, Vegeta showed up and yelled, "It's over 9,000."
It just sounds like someone just took a ton of memes, stuck in a blender, and just waited until it was finally paraded this nice brown fluid, and he poured it out and made it to ice cubes and said, "I promise you, this ain't come from the toilet."
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
much.
Does anyone else have questions?
Oh boy, that's
Oh.
rough. I'm gonna crank a moment.
Yes.
What is this? What are you doing?
Pencil.
Me?
Yes, for
What?
you.
Oh God, what?
So I'm sure most of you guys have seen the most recent episode.
I haven't.
This is no excuse.
Priest, did you tell him it was okay to ask me about this week's episode?
I didn't know he was asking you.
Oh wait, the episode like today?
No,
oh wait, no,
no,
it's
no, no, no,
I thought I missed it. I was like, oh god.
Oh no, you have not.
No.
Enigma has though.
I have.
Ask Enigma.
But then I might spoil it.
I don't give a shit, Enigma. I don't give a shit about
It won't
anything
work
you
as well
say.
on him as it will on you.
Yeah.
Tony has the question.
Ask the question.
Ask the question. Then to everyone, thoughts on the most recent episode?
It's shit.
Yep.
What do you want?
That's right.
I really liked it. It's good.
Go ahead. Go ham it. Talk about the new episode.
Well, Pencil, I know you're not going to like it because...
Oh God, is Spike in it?
You hate Spike that much?
He's involved.
You can say
Does he sing?
No, he does not say.
No.
Spoiler alert, he got wings.
Yeah, that.
Thanks, Larson.
You just couldn't hold it in, could you?
Dragon, Jesus Christ.
She still got hovered about 2 feet off the ground. His pipe just flying around his feet of sand.
Yeah, no, he pulled a Ray.
Any other questions?
Feel free, man. Feel free. Bring it.
All right, we're coming over to Mr. Narrator here. Already got one.
Oh no.
If Milk hosted his own spin-off podcast in which all the hosts must be named after beverages, what would your names be?
I'm already set. I'm good.
Wait a second. Do we have to pick like pony names, or is it just?
No,
Beverage name.
I was like, do we have to do like beverage-based pony names, or like?
Oh no, just beverages. He's milk. Well, I think you're gonna take mine. So
It sounds like Milk Mayor.
Really? You think I'm gonna?
Probably. Go for it.
I'd probably take Scotch.
Damn it.
Yeah.
You're second in that. So. See, I want to take Mexican Coke, but Beepus.
Probably mesothelioma.
that
Can you drink mesothelium?
with the right attitude.
Under the assumption if you collect enough of something into a glass.
And you'll be entitled to financial compensation.
I would be the most delicious drink of all, bleach.
Right?
Formaldehyde.
Oh, one step up.
All right.
Oh man, am I going to be on the podcast?
Yes.
You are on the podcast.
It's live.
Obviously, for obvious reasons, I would be grape soda. Because you see, grape juice is the same color as my favorite pony, Twilight Sparkle. What did you guys think?
Wouldn't your name be Grape?
This is an obvious answer. It was
Reason-
obviously because
Yes, obviously it's my favorite
You
pony.
said
That's why I like
soda,
Sparkle.
that's grape drink.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Not purple drink.
I always thought Twilight Sparkle was more of a prune juice.
Absolutely.
AKA the magic Kool-Aid.
Yes.
All right, who else would like a question?
I have to say something. Sorry. Is that why if you finger her for too long, your fingers get pretty? Sorry, I'm done now.
We're going 100%.
All right, we're coming to the back again.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service for bringing this wonderful.
You're doing great, Mom.
All right, so this one's for Milkman over here.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
When the stick was stuck in your dick, did you try to get it out?
It will never disappear now.
Okay, look, there was a little bit of time when I had a knife, and just like I was trying to, but you know. So the doctor, we just went and did circumcision right after.
I didn't know it was possible for that story to get worse.
But it did.
You underestimate this man. You underestimate it.
I can make it happen.
See, you know, like I kind of understand that. Because when I was young, I thought it was like a water balloon when you had a boner. It's like, oh, well, if I took this pin.
Yes. I have no doubt he's serious.
Roblox grunt.
I'm happy to heal.
I am too.
Anyone? Oh, wow, there's a lot of people. You just asked for something over to you.
Fantastic.
For some reason, I feel this question is tame now. I'm not sure why. Okay, so the question is, has there been a topic or an episode that has broken 90% or all of the podcasts, all the podcasters?
Yes. No.
No, you guys are the ones who know the best.
Why don't we just say what each of our favorite episodes is? So, here.
Aragon, when we interviewed him, that broke everybody.
Share the story.
What, part one or part two?
Both. Because Aragon is a man who does not stop talking. He is very much a didgeridoo player in all sense of the word, because he knows how to breathe and talk at the same time. So he does not stop talking. There's no chill on this man. He just goes.
There was crying in the background of that podcast.
Oh, yes.
Like, it hit a point where I just listened really quietly and her name was.
Oh, yes. There was a lot of crying. I enjoyed every second of it because it was the most wonderful thing to see them all get shut down by one little Spanish man just consistently talking. It was great.
To be fair though, yeah, one hilarious anecdote to the second.
The second one, yeah.
The second one, oh my god.
Well, the second one you showed up just as I was saying, God, I can't believe we're doing this fucking. Hi, there you are. It's good to see you.
The Buddhist temple one, right?
Yeah.
I love that one.
No, there was the one where he moved to Barcelona and the first day he throws up in his crazy beautiful sunny day, looks over and his neighbor's jacking off his dog.
Welcome to Spain!
Fucking Spain, man. This is what they do on their siestas.
There's
Oh, no.
favorite episode of the
Yeah,
Barcast?
favorite episode.
And then we're gonna go down.
My favorite episode of the Barcast was probably when we interviewed Nighty, and the first thing that he did upon coming on to the cast, because we were really scared that he wasn't going to be able to handle, this. And he came on, I'm going, we have to be nice, let's be PG-13, let's not be shit, we can do this. And he comes on and goes, we go, hi, welcome to the Barcast. He goes, just a minute, guys. And I'm like, oh, okay, what is it? He goes, I want everyone here to look at this link. This is a link to Enigma's Patreon. We'd like you to go to Enigma's Patreon and donate money. And I just hear him go, someone likes me! And I was like, oh, fuck, he's seen our show. This is bad. So I realized he knew all of the shit that he was about to get into, and he just made fun of us for trying to be nice the whole time.
I can definitely share the podcast or video that has broken me the most, like straight up. And we actually don't have it released yet. We, as a part of BabsCon, got to interview a lot of show guests, and each of us kind of in turn got to take someone in particular. And Fluttershy is my favorite pony, and I sat across the table from Andrea Libman and asked her questions, and I was doing everything I could not to just like not freak out, and so that one broke me.
And then what did I do?
Yeah, and then you went right up to her and said, "Oh, could you please say Flutter Priest in Fluttershy's voice?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, sure." Flutter Priest.
So we have
We have the
Yeah, no,
recording.
we have that. We're releasing it soon.
Yeah,
Sweet.
releasing it soon. As well as the John Delancey interview, which will be released fairly soon too.
Yeah,
Might be right after Half-Life 3.
Oh god.
I'd have to say the interview with Bill Newton was probably my favorite, honestly. Like, it was really good to see him kind of, in a, okay, as I love my fucking words here. It was great to see him shitpost.
It was.
That's all I want to
Bill Newton
say.
is a bro, he's a shit poster, and he likes good scotch, you guys. He's a great dude.
He's Australian, he's a good man, he's a mad cunt, he shitposts for freedom.
I'm gonna say Shakespeare, please, because
He wrote a song for us!
He wrote a song about incest.
Yes, he wrote a song about incest for us and sang it live.
Yep.
It was about us too.
And it was to be our guest.
Oh god.
I love incest. Yes, incest. Yes, my incest is the best. And she went on from there.
I would have to say my favorite episode was with Mr. Numbers.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he was fun to talk to because he was an actual, not show writer for the My Little Pony show, but for Australian TV and movies and whatnot. And listening to him recount his work in that is interesting and very, very enlightening. And they basically pointed out that they give Spike the idiot ball all the time, so I'm kind of happy about that.
What's your favorite podcast interview?
Oh, let me see. Man, I didn't have enough time to bullshit one up.
You can think of this one.
Let's see. I would actually have to say, whenever you guys actually manage to get show staff and things like that, it's really interesting to see, because that's one of the few times I think they get a different sort of question than they would usually get. And it's very cool. I like that. Because they must get so sick and tired of the same thing. How did you guys get into writing? How did you get into voice acting? Who's your favorite pony? It's mind-numbing. So I appreciate your services in opening up to some different sorts of questions. So yeah, those are my favorite.
Yeah, we have, I think, we had Bill Newton come on, and the first question was like, how many ears is the optimum number for a face?
And you actually give a very insightful answer.
He did, he explained evolutionarily why that would be the best. He said 7 would look just like a dark ball.
That's true.
And one here from the back.
Yay.
All right. Have you guys ever gotten like maybe a bit of a chub just kind of watching, MLP, like when the ponies were like too far overly sexualized at all ever?
No.
There are times where the ponies are arguing to each other. They're so close, you just say to yourself, just kiss already.
Did they kiss for reals? Like when they snapped that pic in like the first season? AJ kisses, what is it? No. Rainbow Dash kisses AJ, and like snap a pic, supposedly.
Oh,
yeah, that. I
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
When Discord put on that maid outfit and did a little shit. I was like, yeah.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this last one up here, and then we're going to show our special video.
So you guys get to hear us just talk shit about the show staff.
All right. So one of you are a fanfic writer, or 10 of you?
Like all of them.
Oh, I see.
We already
All right. Going down the row, my next question after this, it would be asked after this. What would you have to say the one fanfic you read up and were ashamed of? Like you felt like you shouldn't have written it in the first place, like it was a bad idea.
Where to start, right?
This gets back to me.
That actually segues really well because tomorrow we have a panel. It may not be one of the ones that we talk about, but we're going to be talking about crack fics. And we're going to read some bad fan fiction for you guys, and it's going to be 18 plus tomorrow in this same room, I think.
Yeah, in the evening. And it's going to also focus on why writing badly can actually make you better. And those are like, what? No, it really can.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it can help you become a better writer to learn to write badly.
And it's just liberating, honestly, but we'll talk more about that.
Also, you have to hear us read some really, really bad fan fiction, some really fucked up shit, guys.
Does anyone want to volunteer anything, or do I have to talk about Sonic and Jesus?
Well, his question was just going down.
Yeah, just go down. So just name what fic you...
And then you have read description.
I have a story called Sonic and Rainbow Have a Religious Experience. It's about Sonic and Jesus Christ and Rainbow Dash and fidget spinners, and it's sex. So it's a thing.
It's really bad. No, it's
Not really right, so I guess the thing I'm most proud to have at least been involved in was our recent fic about J. Edgar Hoover and how he's for everything.
J. Edgar Hoover and how he created the race war with the zebras, that
Yes.
thing? Yeah. That was a bad thing that we did, guys.
That was wonderful. That was wonderful.
And thus Fallout Equestria happened.
Instead of saying ashamed, can I say proud and ashamed at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you feel some level of deep ashamed.
No, I never feel that. So, probably the most ashamed, proud I've ever felt was when I wrote. Oh God, I forget the name of it. With Princess Celestia and the exploding testicles. Yeah.
Friendship.
Yeah, friendship is. And it's to summarize. Princess Celestia curses Anand's dick that whenever anyone says friendship, he'll come explosively until the point where his testicles will explode.
My knee-jerk reaction would have been my first fic that I ever wrote that is not published on Film Fiction, but then I realized that I shouldn't feel shame for that because I wouldn't be where I am today without that first.
It was your first one.
foray.
You start somewhere.
Okay, exactly. So, I guess the one that I really do kind of feel shame for was a multi-parter that is no longer in existence. I moved it from orbit after about a year, and it was essentially something that had some coherence of a story lineage, and it just devolved into fuckery that made no sense, and I had no idea what I was doing anymore. So that's pretty straightforward. I did write one Sweetie Bot story though, which I thought I felt shame for, and then I realized after the fact, I'm like, you know what, I actually did that pretty well. So, all right, there you go.
The one I'm most ashamed of is my unreleased first attempt at fanfic writing for a Fire Emblem story where isn't it? I had a character say, you know, I'm sorry I'm not wifey enough. And I realized what I wrote and said, no, fanfic writing is not for me.
And then you did it anyway.
Yeah, I did. Now we have content.
I don't think I have any that I truly regret writing. But, well, I regret one that I'm never going to finish. It's one called My Immortals, and it's basically just a comfort fic. I'm never actually going to finish it because I only write it when I wake up in the middle of the night and feel a specific way, and then I wrote it, and I wrote all of 2 chapters for it, and it's probably never going to get finished.
And Woot, do you have anything you're ashamed?
I don't know, I'm not a writer though.
But are you anything you're really ashamed of having created besides Tracy Cake?
That's a good question. Something I'm ashamed of having created. I try to live my life without shame, which is how I've ended up here, of all places. I've done a song called Cider Refill that's still on my YouTube channel. It was done very poorly. And I'm not too proud of it, but I'll never delete it because it was a snapshot of where I was at the time. I recorded it into Audacity with a Rock Band mic inside of a cup with a sock on top of it. And it still clipped horribly 90% of the time. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was fun. So yeah, that's probably one thing. That's it.
All right, then without further ado, we're going to go to our special video.
Are you guys ready for this?
I was hoping I would get the mic back because I had a second part to that.
We're trying.
We're trying to keep close on our time.
It's just mostly this guy narrates, and what I was going to do was plug him in and say, you know what, he has a Patreon, he'll read most everything.
Don't let fucking do that. Don't let fucking Patreon stage, kids. No.
The keyword is kill streak.
Y'all better drink up. Y'all is the word. Y'all is the word. That's 3, I think. That's it. Yep. Immediately 3 drinks. Right off the bat. Y'all think of y'all. Y'all know how I feel about y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. You guys can totally
Hold on. I think it's
Go ahead.
it's not there.
Yeah, it is.
That's not.
Yeah, because the HDMI is going to it.
Let's see if we. We're gonna fix
Yeah,
things
you send an
because
audio.
Tony.
You send an
Technical difficulties.
Thank you. We have at least one
It's
technical
sending audio
difficulty
through
in
the
this
HDMI.
podcast, and at this point, it's become a meme.
Oh, yes,
So anytime there's technical difficulties, drink. But none of you have drinks in here, do you? Right?
My bad. Tasty water.
Just water, right?
It's good water.
Delicious water.
It's good water.
Mexican water.
Oh, I got poured.
That's not bad either. I can't drink corn, but I mean, we try.
Heat something up enough.
Well, while he does this, is everyone having a good con? Yay!
Go high roller. I don't know what that was.
You're gonna sing us a new high roller song? Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Make us a song, Woot.
Okay, let's see.
Good.
Nah, I'm bad at freestyle.
You're bad at freestyle?
That's a
lie?
What?
That's a lie.
Everybody tells me it's a lie, but it's yeah.
Can you ponify Gold Digger on the spot?
Go up here and tell
Let's see. Let me see. Now I ain't saying she a full fiddler. Wait, hold on. That one's not gonna fly. Nah, I'm bad at coming up with things on the spot.
I guess we'll have to do it through.
Can we turn that volume up, like on that physical thing?
Oh, this is bootleg.
Yeah, just put the mic next to the.
Oh,
I can hold it.
Oh, like we're doing that.
But yeah, just make sure.
Oh, all right, guys.
Drinking word.
Can I
This
hear?
first drinking word is kill screen. Y'all better drink up. Y'all is the word. Y'all is the word. That's 3, I think. That's it. Yep. Immediately 3 drinks. Right off the bat. Better start dying real soon.
Y'all really need a reason? More than y'all. Y'all never know. Y'all better do it. Y'all
are in for it. What do y'all think of y'all?
Y'all know how I feel about y'all, and y'all know I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. You guys can totally have my social security number and steal my identity, because most likely somebody's going to be like, oh, we've been looking for you. You've been doing me a solid.
It all starts with a pony song, and then one thing leads to another, and we drop 2 atomic bombs on the sovereign nation of Japan.
Oh my God, stop!
Because C-E-N-T is already a word, S-E-N-T really isn't, so...
Yes, it is. I sent you a message.
Oh, holy shit.
S-E-N-T is really a word. How much do you need?
About $350.
Yes! HRPC, watching our PR reps file. You are in Pony Village. What business do you start?
Ooh, glue factory, obviously.
Holy shit! Do you even praise, bro?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, but not Celestia's son. Although dead ass, but.
That ass butt?
That ass butt!
How do you think she got her job? Come on.
Are boobs sexual to Pone?
To me?
That would be so weird. You try to boop her like right there in the nose. Instead, she just goes. What did you just post in the chat? Oh
What happens when she sneezes?
Nothing feels better than macaroni and cheese going into your gullet after sex. Just
It's
saying.
true. I pull out like a little cup of rice and some chopsticks.
Come on, girl, I gotta refuel.
This rice ain't the only thing that's gonna be sticky.
I love finding the people at conventions who have the free hug sign, because I always stand next to them with a sign that says premium hugs, $5.
HRPC Vegas says that Hugs Ability will now be a ticketed event.
Yes. It's going to be at the Renaissance. I always almost say Renaissance. That's how I spell it in my head, so I don't fuck up the spelling.
I can help you. You want to know why it's okay to say it that way? Because it's just a fucking pony con, and you can say it's the Renaissance.
Oh my God!
First and second at the Renaissance.
Barry Punch comes into your tavern. How do you greet her?
As soon as the door would open, I'd already have her drink ready.
Are dragons allowed?
Yes, but we have a very strict policy about that.
We're gonna talk about
Or
that.
don't, we don't.
Welcome to Barcast. The bar gets lower every single week. Your bartenders for this evening will be non-pencil.
I'm fine, I promise.
Part of the waiver is, you know, if you do die, you become part of the burger.
Well, that is a very green and eco-friendly business policy.
You use recycle.
Embarrassment on top of embarrassment, I'd be like, oh, I'm just going to disappear into this crack in the floor.
Actually, I've done that. I've accidentally, in front of all.
You disappeared into a crack in the floor? I don't think I have funny anecdotes.
Can we like get your mom's phone number and then ask her?
Absolutely not. I'm sure she has stories. She'll bring up a story about when I was 8. So, you know, I have no defense because I can't say, no, that isn't how it happened. When you become a parent, you get to have those stories and be like, yeah, I'm going to hold on to this one forever.
Until we get into politics and you got dirt.
You mentioned that you might be thinking about putting me in a home. Well, I have an interesting story to tell. I'm not scared. Should I be scared? Wait, did you guys trick me?
You guys, someone's not scared of me.
You know, actually, it's more the opposite. It's more that we're scared of this interview.
It's true. Could you pull off an urban Texas accent?
Howdy and welcome to Texas. I hope it's all right. I wouldn't want to come off as too much of a carpetbagger.
Bill, can you tell me to come back with more White Star sarsaparilla caps?
Wow. Oh, yeah. Now come on back with more White Star sarsaparilla caps and I'll have a prize for you. It's almost like we have the internet at our fingertips and could look it up in a second.
These hamsters right now.
Are you saying I'm fat?
Hey, that baby over there sounds like an adult. Ew, maybe they're meant for me.
That's right.
Wow. If you have the time and want to, you also do the thing I just posted right now.
Well, you know, in hindsight, I think I like my old design better.
You have an optimal amount of ears to have if you could choose how many ears you have on your face.
4. 7 ears I feel like would look like a Darth Maul crown of ears.
You also have to think about the maintenance. Like, how much do we spend on cotton swabs?
That's true. I mean, you're not supposed to put them in there, but it feels so good to put cotton swabs in there. Every box says, do not put this in your ear. I'm just like, well, what are you for then?
Advertisement boys try to sell us cotton swabs right now.
All new Q-tips, cotton swabs. You're not supposed to put them in your ears, but you're going to anyway.
Microphone. Do you use in a recording booth?
Well, my microphone, I actually have a number of microphones. Let's see, my main microphone, we're going to kill them, aren't we? My microphone that I use, that I'm speaking to you now on, microphone.
RB-47 asks, pineapples on pizza, bad idea or worst idea?
Oh, I saw this question, and I kind of like pineapple pizza.
John, get out. Girl approaches you and breathlessly recites your full name. She says that she's your #1 fan and wants to have a staring contest with you while you tell her how pretty she is in your hair. various favorite voices. If you don't have time, your calling cards would be really great too, she says. Will you entertain her, or will you give her your number?
Entertain her? Ooh, because I'm terrified. Dear Princess Celestia, I didn't learn anything.
Stupid question. Have you seen the #1 Ugandan action movie of all time? Who killed Captain Alex?
Knuckles out of this, everybody. You're fine. You got all of Chrysalis's dominant genes. I got all the flawed, recessive genes. Everything was done so that you would be the greatest of her children. The only reason I exist is so they could create.
The Invincible Davis. His first question is, let me scroll.
How can you find if he's invisible?
Wonderful voice-over actor himself, Bill Newton.
Thank you. Microphone.
And this week we have another extremely important guest who is a staff member of HRPC. We have Drew. His name's Drew. His name is Drew. Hi, Drew.
It's Drew Sufficious, like it says.
I don't speak Drew.
Wow, that's overstarting.
If you're interested in hearing more, be sure to hit that like and subscribe at the end of the video. Oh God, that feels so dirty.
I do like Babylon.
Okay, we're done. Just turn it off.
And I know Bill also did, so the best is Alfredo with pineapple and bacon.
Okay. We might need to take a step back.
Your notes. Why is Daybreak your best?
The design, the personality, the epicness, the voice.
I don't know. The way she acts makes me think that she's a valley girl.
What?
Neighborhood.
Shut up.
Kind of, tap depth. You basically get Thanos.
Really? You know when to hold them, when to fold them, know when to walk away, or when to run.
I believe that's when the dealing's done.
And the behind the counter chat picture for you. How does this make you feel?
Like I haven't had enough to drink lately.
I have to do this? Unless I
Are you sure about that?
You accepted Skeletor, the master of the universe, into your heart.
Honestly, I prefer Mum Raw.
B cup, C cup, or D cup.
The correct answer isn't there, and that's double D's.
Watermelons upside your head, kind of moves.
Or the Japanese square watermelons.
That's so Lara Croft.
You're trying to just help someone get run through their porn.
I don't remember. That was years ago.
Because I remember when I did it for a friend once, I will never forget his reaction. He's like, oh, you can copy that if you want.
Me and my friends, I brought it in our group chat, and they made me realize it's so people don't leave to go get food. Instead of them leaving when they're hungry, they just eat there and keep spending money.
So you work at Hooters.
Something like that. Ladies who go up, do you say anything to them?
You dance here?
Oh!
He said he had fun.
That's
Maybe he'd do a podcast like this again. Maybe not this one.
Oh, no. That's a tagline. We can go Bill Newton, I might do this again. 9 out of 10, hot girl wearing a mini skirt steps in and sits down next to you. Her arm gently rubs against your shoulder as the bus drives on a bumpy road. She notices you getting uncomfortable and looks into your eyes. She smiles. She lays her hand on her thighs, still smiling, but looking forward. Her mini skirt slips up slightly. You try not to get a boner. She gets a boner. Will you drop that? It's a trap. Is it gay?
Natasha Lavender, one of the writers, and
paragraph saying, thank you for your help and your amazing chariot.
Do you have a forest of testicles down there?
A forest of testicles. Like an anglerfish. What would it take for you to fuck a bowl of spaghetti? At least 10 grand. You said your price high. I'm in for $20.
Object is placed on a cloud by Pegasus, it will stay. If it's placed by another species.
Pets are not objects.
Yeah, wow. You objectify that turtle. That's so.
Tortoise. Join him in a fine time of mixing the faces.
For a second there, that sounded like you were hitting on someone. I was like, hey girl, you want to mix faces?
Worst pickup line of all
Have a good weekend. Yes.
It's time, Shirley?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have Starstorm.
Yes.
Yay!
Charlie. Oh, hi. R.I.P. me.
Oh, that's drinks, so I take a freaking drink.
We'll announce that in a second.
The drinking word is going to be fired.
Yeah, I'm gonna be drunk.
Whenever you hear the word fired, be sure to take a nice, healthy drink.
Sorry, I just want to say it's a really great story. My emotions over here are really fired up.
No, but that's because
Guys, they're fired up.
Oh my god.
He's fired. Fired.
Oh god.
And we drink.
I'm trying to hard. Yeah, feels pretty fired.
It's fired. Absolutely fired. Completely fired. Totally fired.
Fired himself as king of the fire.
I went to my wife Michelle. I said, "Hey Michelle, there's this thing called Cider Fest. You want to go? What is it? Oh, it's Cider Fest. There's going to be cider there. Okay." And then so we went, and then she's like, "You lied."
Please accurately describe the smell, appearance, and taste of your semen. No particular order.
Well, okay, since you put it that way, I may have, but I was possibly too drunk and I don't even remember.
That's also fair. That is also fair. Now, and now we get to find out what Charlie says about this.
Silence.
So you know how is it Rodney Dangerfield that has the permanently he always looks like he's shocked and surprised by everything?
Yes.
That's me right now.
Do you have semen in your body?
Yes.
I'm sorry, say yes.
Who's the better half, gentlemen? I'm kidding. I love you guys.
How many calories are in it anyway?
Per serving, and yes, they do count it per serving. It can be as much as 25 calories, depending on not only the load, but how many sperm you got swimming around in there, because sperm count does have to do with number of calories in a load of jizz. So ducks actually have a corkscrew barbed penis, in some cases as long, if not longer, than their body. In response to this, the female duck has a corkscrew vagina that actually makes it harder for them to be penetrated. So unless the female duck is willing, it has to be really aggressive and horrible to have that duck get the giant corkscrew penis all the way inside her.
It's also barbed.
Yeah, and it's like it trebuchets out. It's just like.
Are you serious? This is torture. You're torturing me and everyone else watching.
A modified version of John Carpenter's thing.
Would you penis it?
No, what? No!
Are you saying you don't want to sustain it with 25 calories?
Would you put it in a bag of milk?
That's kind of lewd considering milk is in the chat.
Or are you just bagging it for 25 calories?
I mean, there's a lot that has to go into a bag of me, but you know.
It's actually 50 calories for him. What's the most awkward thing to ever happen involving the in-laws?
You have excellent timing. My wife Michelle just walked in.
Expect the speeches.
Okay, I did. This was a good Michelle. That's a good Michelle. She is just giving me her. So this one time, Michelle and I were showering together, and we were switching positions under the shower head, and oh gosh, she was.
All right, necrophile.
And you are attending your beautiful niece's funeral. You ponder to yourself, wondering what you could have done better as an uncle, what you should have done as your family. All the things that you said you can never take back. And you think to yourself, has it come to that? As if all mine to blame for what has happened to her? Or was I supposed to be the one to stop it? As a sign of respect, you
Dab over her body. Or a good idea. No! What? No! Just say thank you guys so much, everyone from HRPC, Bill Newton, everyone for coming on to the podcast. And we had just such a wonderful time.
Thanks for having us, and I apologize for urinating. I'm so sorry.
My name is Furderpurst. Just turn it on.
What have we done?
Oh God.
I've released a lot of personal information about myself. I am a lipless one and nobody took notes.
Just nobody cares. So there's like a difference between like looking for attention and getting attention.
I'm much of an alcohol guy, but I did enjoy that American drink we had.
You realize it had pineapple in it, right?
I'll kill myself later on my deathbed. Why don't you put your hard drive in the freezer?
Dude, that's just cold.
Intervention. I've been eating these sweetheart sours for like the past 2 days, and my tummy is starting to lose feeling.
I told you to fucking stop eating them.
No, oh fuck you, they're delicious.
Excuse me, sir, what percentage alcohol is this? Yes.
It's gonna end up with like a Kids for Charity or something.
On the nuts? Nuts? How big is your dick, Flamin' Rarity?
Ask your daughter, darling.
We're half an hour in, and we haven't started the drinking order, so I think we just need to,
Oh, we're fired. That's it. We're done.
You're all fucking fired.
Pencil, you're fired. Enigma, you're fired. Flamin, you're fired. Nope, you're fired.
I'm the king of
Rabbit,
fire.
You're fired. I'm fired, so everyone else is rehired. That's it. We're done. Welcome to the good HIE. No, I'm sorry.
So my family right now is in Mexico, right? And as I was taking out the trash, I get a phone call. It was my niece.
Oh, that's actually really sweet. Your
Yeah, it
niece
is.
actually likes you.
And then she was put on the phone, and all she said was cabron, and then she
Cabron! Like we did.
Finally, you're fucking fired.
What was that? Yes, into HRPC, we have Final Tastic.
I'm only going to be here for 10 minutes.
Never really been far, even as decided to use, even go want to do look more like H.
gotta go with milk.
All right, let's see. No, go for it, Vince. Or Raph. Fuck.
All
Alright, so I guess I'm fucking curious now. Okay.
Good job, I recommend it. Wait, that's a compliment. I love you. I just had this image of the Nintendo GameCube loading controller, and then when it comes up, it just shoves itself deep in your ass.
Welcome to your fighting fighting. Notice here's your destination. What's that?
Oh, fuck.
First, you're the. I took my parents to that con and introduced them to the Brody fandom. That was a very big mistake.
Oh my god!
And they just instantly pull you into their group of friends. It's one of those things that even if they don't know you, or if they do, they'll still treat you like family.
That is fucking gay. Quarter. My name is Carter Priest. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's fucking peace.
That's it. So, read us out, Priest.
So thank you everyone for coming and seeing our Barcast panel. If you guys want to see more of this kind of content, be sure to join us tomorrow at Cracking Up on Crackfix. It is one of the last panels of the day. And until then, your bartenders for this evening have been...
Milk, go get drunk, please.
I'm a non-pencil. I hate all of you.
I'm going for drink, 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 drink.
Any Magataku? Fired.
Ravage, I'm fucking Priest.
If the horse crotch don't look like the top of my head, don't tag it pubic hair.
And I'm Childish Gambino. Have a great con, everyone.
It was great. You outed my deepest darkness.
You tried so much. You did great.
I was literally cognitive dissonance. That
was so much fun.
I must apologize out. I helped them.
Hey, is that Donald Glover? Oh my god.
Oh my god, no, Childish Gambino, they're not the
You
same
liked it? I
person.
love it.
Shut up. Pretty amazing. Yeah. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
I should have been.
I'm sorry, you guys.
It's a ermine stole. It's not a ferret if it helps, and it was my grandmother's, and his name is Bob Stoll.
This is a coming sign of
I'll show that to my husband. You won't be too upset. No, he'll laugh.
I'm sorry.
Hey, and you did great. No, genuinely, you did great. I know it's hard to be a like this as your kid.
Yeah, I wasn't able to bring it back.
Well, I'm glad you did. It was very gutsy of you to do that. Hopefully you didn't traumatize us too much. Oh, no. Not at all. Then you're good. Yes. Not at all.
You came into my room door. So they knew to give it to you.
Yes.
It was very specifically given to you.
Oh, do you have pens?
I'm only a few short.
We're up here.
That was really fun.
Do you know anything about this? I just, somebody popped it under the door.
Please.
So, where his mother is staying.
Right. A guy started doing these. He cropped this kind of went around the course of
It looks like just sex.
And he loves this picture a lot, and they turned out like 500.
I was definitely like that.
Okay, so I'm not like concerned about somebody mugging you. They're looking for this picture, right? Okay.
Yeah, it does. It's very perplexing. It's almost a meme because of how
You were entertaining me the whole time. I think I have
What
a
is this
favorite.
supposed to be?
Actually, I talked way too much this time. I overtalked. I talked.
I'll share the ultimate representation of life and death.
Of like, okay, now the dynamic makes a little more sense.
Pretty much. That's the
And
full
why-
spectrum right there.
And then,
I know.
And now an audible topic in the chat.
If you're interested, he has more videos of us like that.
Oh,
He
they're
does.
really
Oh,
good.
I'm sure. Okay, every panel I go to where I don't know the presenters, I'm going to be Googling them. So.
Please look us up. You'll find that we're a lot of trash. So.
It's true. I currently hold title for trash in several different fandoms, so we're in good company.
You're good
I
company.
get the current trash. I was already crushed.
No, you were probably our first big fan. So.
Currently about the 6, and the newest one is furry trash. It's like, what am I this one now?
Have we finally met?
It's
us. Have we finally It's us, dude. It's us.
What is full time?
Are you on Discord line? Because we have a big Discord server.
Who's your boyfriend?
This is
are you on Twitter?
Base in the pony?
Are you on Twitter? I got Twitter, I've got Discord, I've got...
Add as a friend on Discord.
You look really normal.
Yeah, really? Don't believe it.
You look and sound normal.
Yeah, 1 second to me.
Okay, well,
Yeah, what's up? Hey! Yeah, that's about right.
More like me.
Gotta throw some shade on my man right now.
Oh, I like
It's great to
Oh.
actually.
The full view is brilliant.
So how did you do with the interview?
It was great. Dude, that was fucking great,
This is
man.
what I said. This is what I said.
That was awesome.
And Starstruck.
Funny people won't
Terrible degenerate.
I really do want to this.
Yeah, if you could arrange that,
I think it should.
call my doctor. Hopefully.
I was gonna say, you did great.
Thank you.
That's Milk's mom.
Well, you guys can right there.
No, I love you.
Go ahead.
Have a good day.
See you, Mama. Mama,
you.
Mama, you. Mama,
I
you.
don't do that.
Mothers.
And I'm sure that you get a Discord link to our place by the end of the The one thing I really like about our particular I'm really laid back. I have a lot of really general grievances is a fine addition to my
I'm betrayed. You're going fuzzy eyes.
A vendor of the raid. I was like, alright, so stay doing there. But just FYI, there are those 2 channels are uploaded unless you only you can join them if you don't if you do not value your set. Do not tell me where not to go.
Good work with Mike.
Thank you.
I mean, honestly.